heard about the financial system by attending meetings. They said, we're going to have meetings around here. And I said, well, what it's about, you know? And then after listening to everybody in the area, and I said, this is the best thing ever happened to me, you know, where the poor black farmers are getting the help. Because other than that, you just would go out and cut a few pines or something and go take them and sell them and all. But of course, that wasn't the best thing to do, because you needed somebody to kind of guide you.
Well, I grew up on a farm. I have a farm background. My dad grows peanuts and cattle, so that was my goal growing up, to be a farmer. Well, the way the economy is and things were, it just didn't work out for me to be a farmer. But I think farming is a very important part of this country, and so anything I could do to help farmers, and that's where I see my role. The Farm Bill sets up funds. The Farm Bill is funded every 4 to 6 years, and it sets up funds that come to states for landowners to use on their land. And one of the predominant ones is the Environmental Quality Incentives Program. So Congress appropriates so many $1 million every year, and Alabama gets an allocation of that money. You know, certain groups apply for those funds, and then if they're approved, we put the funds in those pools, and then landowners come in. They sign up for EQIP.
My basic role is to handle these programs and implement these programs and deal with the landowners one-on-one, take their calls, and give them any kind of assistance that I possibly can.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you.
How are you today?
I'm fine.
I'm Pam Mason.
I'm Ed Davis.
Nice to meet you, sir. What can I do for you today?
I came to look at what the progress I can make on my farm and get the information that's necessary. They told me to come here.
Okay, what kind of farmland do you have?
Forest land.
Forest land, okay. Do you have a plan?
I do not have a plan.
Okay, so that would be our first step to get one of those. Do you have a farm and tract number?
I do not have a tract number.
Okay, well, let's step across to the FSA office and see what we can do about that.
All right.
Come this way. It's not just your big landowners that we work with. If you have a problem in your yard, you call us. If it's not something we can handle, we will send you to the right agency, whether it be the county health department or the extension office. Or if you have an issue with trees that we can't handle, the forestry commission's there.
Who qualifies for the programs? Well, if you're a landowner, you know, you can show us through a deed or a written lease that you own land in the state of Alabama, and you have a resource concern out there. You have a eroding site that you want to plant trees on, you would qualify. If you have a timber stand that's a thick stand of pine, hardwood, and it's got you know, mixed stuff, it's got invasive species in it, and you want to thin that out and make it a productive stand, you would qualify. The main thing about qualifying is you have to have a resource concern on your farm.
Good morning, Mr. Davis. Jeff, this is Mr. Davis. We need to see if he's got a farm and tract number.
Hi, Mr. Davis, how are you today?
Good morning, how are you?
Well, good. So you have your deed with you?
I do.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, this looks good.
And a lot of times you'll have heir property where you have multiple people on the deed and they're all considered owners of this property. And when you bring us that situation, what we're going to need from you is a power of attorney from all the heirs in the property saying that you have the ability or you have the right to sign up for this program and sign all of our paperwork. That is one thing we will have to have from you. I know that can be a lengthy process because I know a lot of people are out of town, out of state. But without that permission from every landowner that's on that deed, we'll not allow you to be in our program. We have to have complete permission.
Okay. What we need to do is I'll make a copy of this. Martha, and what's your first name?
Edward.
Edward Davis. Martha, we need to check to see if Mr. Edward Davis is in our system, and would you make a copy of his deed for me, please? Okay, while she's doing that, can you find your property in a plat book for us?
I believe I could.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. What I'll need to do is I'll need to check and see if we already have a farm and tract number set up for this property. If we don't, we'll get one. You bring us your deed that verifies our ownership.
He is in our system.
Thank you, Martha. And there's your copy back. And what we'll do is we'll assign this a form and a track number if it's not already there, and put you on as the owner of it. And that way you'll be set up to be eligible for the programs here.
Well, there are certain hoops that everybody has to jump through. You know, there's our application form, which has a series of questions, you know, about, you know, whether you own the land, whether you're a leaser of the land, you know, if you're signing up as an entity and an individual. What we're signing with the participant is a contract. We're bound legally to provide, you know, funds and services.
Okay, there's just a couple other things you have to do with us while you're here. The first thing is, this is a CCC 931. This is our adjusted gross income form. You have to verify your income form. I need you to look at these questions right here and answer them and sign here at the bottom.
These are your tax dollars, and we don't want to fund somebody who can actually maybe do this on their own. That's why we have certain limits, like a $1 million adjusted gross income. Well, 99.9% of the people that come in and sign up, you know, they're not going to be near that. You know, we want to help people that really need the help.
Okay. All right. The only other form we have, this is the AD 1026. This verifies that you're not going to disturb any highly erodible land on your farm or wetlands unless you have a plan for that. Do you know if you're going to plow up any ground on your farm?
I do not.
You do not. Okay. Well, I need you to sign that right here.
There's certain forms about the treatment of the land. We have certain land classified as highly erodible land. And if that land is going to be farmed or treated, we want to make sure they treat it in a way that protects the land so it doesn't wash away. You know, we don't return to the days of the Dust Bowl. So, you know, that was kind of our starting point, the Dust Bowl, and we've progressed away from that, and we don't ever want to go back.
Okay. We've got this. We have your income verified. You're in our system. We got your property identified with a form and a track number. As soon when you bring me your deed, we'll have that completed. You're done with us. Good luck with everything.
Thank you.
Mr. Davis, if you would just step across the hall to my office and work on that paper.
What we enjoy in our job, and I don't get to do that anymore in my position, but we get to go out to the farm. You know, somebody comes in off the street, says, I've heard about y'all, I want some help, what can I do? Well, we get to go to the farm. They may not know their resource concern, but we can look at their land, and because of our knowledge and expertise, we can say, well, you probably need cross fencing to better distribute your grazing, or your stand of pines is way too thick, and beetles, pine beetles will get in and destroy your stand. It needs to be thin. So they don't have to know their problem, but we need access to their farm. We want to go meet with them, look at what they have, and then hopefully fit them into one of our programs to make them a more productive producer.
Mr. Davis, come on, we'll finish up this paperwork and get you signed up today. Okay, you're finished with Jeff across the hall. He gave you a map with the farm and track number?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to need that, and I'm going to also need a copy of this deed for my records. First off, our first form we need to fill out is our application form, our 1200 form. So I need you to fill out name, address, telephone number that I can reach you, and your mailing address in case I need anything from you. Do you have any questions? Just let me know.
One thing we like people to know is we take an application every day of the year. If we're open, we're going to take an application. There's challenges reaching these new people that have never worked with us before. We have the traditional client base of our traditional, you know, row crop and cattle farmers. They're in our office all the time. But if you've never participated, you know, how do you know about us? Any avenue we can to reach new customers, we try to, but it's still hard when we have people that have never worked with us before to get the message across. But once we get them in the door, you know, they can see that we're there to genuinely try to help them and help their land. We have a very good success rate.
Okay, now we got the application. Our next form here is what we call the 1202 form. It's our appendix to this program. And what I want you to do is take this home and read it, because it gives you the program requirements and what's required of you for the program. And the reason I want you to take it home is if we do a contract for you, I will be asking you to sign a copy of this that states that you have read it and that you understand it. So when you're reading this, if you have any questions on it, you just give me a call and we'll work it out. Okay, and as you know, we do everything by direct deposit. So I need you to please fill out this form, this section here. And did you bring your checkbook?
Yes,
Okay,
I do
great.
like it.
We'll make a copy of the check, and I also will make a copy of this deed so that I'll have it for my files. Okay, great. Now, the copy of your check will be attached to this form. We will be keeping this in our fireproof safe. No one has access to it, so it is very secure, so you don't need to worry about that. Our next form is our power of attorney form, but I noticed when I was reading your deed that you're the only person on the deed. So therefore, I will not need this form today, but what this form is if, say, you had a second person on your deed, they would have to fill out this power of attorney form to give you the power to sign these paperwork for this program. But we won't need that form today, so we'll just move it out to the side. Well, now, our next step is we'll wait on our cutoff date. As you know, we do take our applications year-round. And once a year, we have a batching date that we have to start batching our program for. And what we do there is we pull all our applications that we've had prior to that date, and we start to rank them. And we do our ranking by environmental benefit index. And what this is, it's whoever gets the most environmental benefit is the ones who are funded first. And we start at the top and work our way down until we run out of money. So when we get that date sent to us from our state office and to begin our batching, we'll be giving you a call so that we can come out and take a look and see what you need done and what we can do to help you with. Okay? Let me give this back to you so you can take it home with you. And you take this too, please, sir. Yeah. And you are now signed up for the program, and we'll be getting in touch with you. And this is yours, so don't forget that. Thank you, and you have a great day.
Thank you.
This money's actually going out there to people, and it's bettering. You know, the dollars are turning over. You know, we're helping a farmer who's helping the fence company, who's helping the steel supplier. And you know, the dollars turn over in the economy, and it helps the local community. The thing that drives conservation is the locally led level. Like, we're in Elmore County here today. You've got a group of 5 landowners that know what's going on in this county. And as long as they can help the DC here bring the problems up, you know, show what resource concerns need. And if we ever lose that, I think we'll lose the effectiveness of this agency.